That a frame for a picture has to be square or oblong. This is a very interesting kind of a frame that's been designed for a picture of a sailboat. And with us to talk about framing today is Bob Sayers. He is a framing expert with Falls Framer out on Bagley Road in Olmsted Falls. Nice to have you. Thank you very much for coming this morning.
Thank you.
What do you need to frame yourself at home?
Well, you'll need a frame, of course, and you'll need artwork, of course, okay? But if you take and want to frame at home, you're going to need to have frames that you can build yourself at home, okay? You're going to need to have it cut to size or cut it yourself at home at size. But this has to be a particular kit frame, okay? Now, these come in a package. You can buy these in a store, and they'll give you the color, the
They're
idea.
Just standard sizes?
Well, they come every inch. So if we take a poster, let's take this poster, okay?
That's by Gary Burnett, by the way, who does a lot of our news here on the TV.
17 by 24. So that's not a standard size we can go to the drugstore and buy a frame for, okay? So we'll have to get something that we can use in sizes that'll be comparable for, let me get organized here, okay? Now this particular frame is 17 inches. You buy these in a kit where there's two, the sides and then the bottom, the top, okay? So this kit box is 24, this kit box is 17. Let's put this together. I'll set it up here.
Oh, I see. They just fit like so.
Now you should glue these. Okay, these should be glued. And then these plastic inserts will hold this right together. Okay.
Isn't that handy?
That's easier than the Nielsen aluminum frames.
This is quick. Now we can just place the artwork with a backer. Okay.
And you just have a piece of cardboard that's cut to the size of the poster?
Yeah, you could use anything. You could use foam board, cardboard, anything. And then from this point, you would either tack in nails. I'm going to use a gun here just to hold it in place.
There could have been a piece of glass or not, as you chose.
We
right?
could have used glass on the front, okay? But in this case, we just wanted to show the picture here, okay? And
that looks great.
there are several ways you
easy.
can hold the backings in. I mean, some people will use glaze guns. These are just for holding glass in.
Right.
You can go to your glass supplier and buy one of these and do all the work yourself. These kits you can order through mail catalogs. You can order through, or you can go to your craft stores. They have them usually in racks with a variety of colors and sizes. Basically, I'd say about 7 different choices.
Okay, so there's Gary
colors.
Burnett's picture. Well,
Now, what if you have something that you want to put in a mat before you put it in a frame?
Well, nice that you asked.
It's a little more complicated.
Let's go to this photograph. This is a standard 8 by 10. Can we see this?
There we are.
Okay. Now, this photograph is an 8 by 10, but we have in the corner, we have a picture of Uncle Willie. Now, we want to take Uncle Willie out of there, okay? So now we can't use a standard size frame.
Okay.
So we take a mat. We want to mat this. Now, we'd have to draw lines on the back of a mat board. We pick out a color first, okay?
Okay.
Then we'll draw lines on the back of a mat board, okay? The size that we want for the opening of that picture, okay? Now, this is a mat cutter that you can do by hand. We'll need a little spacer here, okay? We're just going to cut one line. 3 are already cut.
So you measured this opening based on what you want to
Getting
show.
Uncle Willie out of there.
So you just measured like from here over.
Okay. Now we're just going to cut one side here, okay? But this cutter cuts at a 45-degree angle. You can buy this tool at most art supply places. It's locally handy, okay? Now, if all sides, and then we have a 45-degree bevel, okay?
And that gives it that professional look.
Again, this is a tool that you can buy locally, and a lot of photographers that do their own matting will have these tools, okay? We'll just put a piece of tape on here.
Let's get a better one. Here we are. How big a piece? About like so?
That's good.
Okay, nope.
All right.
Okay. Again, we'll get a backer, okay?
Look at that.
An aluminum frame. Show us how they work.
Well, aluminum frames come with parts, and you'll have to have corners put on them. You get a backing plate.
Like so.
And then you'll have a screw plate, which you tighten down with a screwdriver.
Tighten down that one, but leave the other one loose for the moment, right?
Well, then you'd put the frame together. Now, I did 3 sides here already. Okay.
Those are relatively economical to buy.
And then you just tighten it down. Now, there's a little more to it. You get spring clips that will hold your art plate in place tight against the glass. Okay. So we'll put those in there.
Yeah, I like those. They're just so easy.
Then
to
you'd put
use.
your wire, approximately you'd have hooks that just snap in here,
Yeah.
and they'd be about 1/3 from the top. Okay, then you'd have rubber feet to keep the metal away from the wall.
Right.
Okay, and then you'd have a completed frame like.
That looks
So,
wonderful.
okay.
Now, what about mounting something? Say you have a poster that you want to, mount on a piece of heavier cardboard before you frame it.
Well, this is a good example back here. Now, many times, these end up in your bedrooms with a half a roll of Scotch tape.
Right.
And nails and what have you. Mounting this on a foam board, which is about 1/8 of an inch thick, sometimes 3/16, you can take this board, have a hook put on the back of it, and just hang it like you would a picture. No frame, no glass.
It's an economical solution.
It's a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
repairing the wall.
Yeah.
Now, needlework sometimes, we get into needlework. Needlework people seem to do all kind of different needlework. And they take all kind of different size frames, they take all different kind of size mats. Now, in this particular case, this particular needlework, you'd need a circle mat, okay? Now, this is something you should go to your framer.
Oh,
Not too many people
Yeah,
can
that's
cut
gonna
a
be
circle
hard to
mat,
do.
okay? But that just makes the piece.
But it's possible if you get creative and ask questions and read a bit, you can do a lot of this yourself.
Yes, you can do a lot
But
of it yourself.
you can also go to the framers, and I'm sure Bob Sayers would be happy about that. He is with Falls Framers out in Olmsted Falls on Bagley Road. So.